Okay, let's talk about Ashanti. Ashanti went on to Angie Martinez's podcast, right? So she was there to address comments made by Irv Gotti on the Murder Inc. documentary. And I guess he went on Drink Champs and did an interview. Okay, now I haven't seen neither one of these. Okay, so I'm just reporting on what I see. I'm just giving my opinions from what I see looking on the outside in. So if you all could help me out, maybe help me out with what's really going on. I don't know. This is Angie Martinez with In Real Life Podcast. This is apparently her first time addressing his comments and made it known that Irv Gotti is, quote, a liar. That's Ashanti. That's what she said. The interview was posted on October 25th. Okay, now this is a quote, okay, from the interview. She says, "It's a little sad to see a grown man conduct himself in that manner. I feel like the Murder Inc. legacy is so much bigger, and we accomplished so much and made amazing history. I feel like the way that he handled it tarnished and cheapened the brand." Damn. What happened in this documentary, y'all? I need you leave your comments down below. What you tell me? Because I don't think I'm gonna watch it. I love Ashanti. Murder Inc., Ja Rule and them, everything. Like, they made good music for me. I was never like the biggest fan, but they made good music. Ashanti got some new music coming out right now. I seen the Shade Room had posted, and it sounds like Ashanti. It sounds really good. I'm not gonna lie, but it sounds like Ashanti. Is what's funny to me. Like, it's never like bad music. It's just it's Ashanti, and I'm like, I think she has fans. Listen. and then I'm gonna keep reading, but because her voice is like it's like light, it's really light. I don't know how to describe it. How to describe her voice. Some of you singers can tell me, but I liken it to Janet Jackson, and y'all know I'm the biggest Michael Jackson fan, right? And I love fucking Janet, but her music, like there's a select songs from Janet Jackson that I like. But Janet has motherfucking fans, big fans. Y'all love Janet Jackson, and I love her too, but I don't think I'm a fan of her music career like the rest of y'all. So she got a real light voice, and that's what Ashanti got. So I just may not be a fan. I don't think there's anything wrong with what she got going on. I don't even think she's not, like, good. I just for me, and the music I'm blasting, Ashanti's good for on the radio when I'm, driving, so I'm happy though that she's still out here, and that's a feat in itself to still be around. But this is what everybody's talking about. This is Complex Magazine, and the author is Joe Price. They write, she said that she's only seen a little bit of the doc. Now, she's seen more than me. I didn't see none of it. A little bit of various episodes of the documentary, and that she's, quote, absolutely seen clips of Gotti'S Drink Champs interviews. She said, quote, "My phone was going crazy. Texts from exes and everything," she laughed. "It wasn't surprising to me to an extent because I've accepted a long time ago that that's the person that he is. But now the world is seeing. I feel like Irv is mentally not in a good place, I don't know shit about no Irv Gotti. I really don't. I know the name from the 90s, but I know the name from back then, but I don't follow Irv. I barely follow Ashanti, so I really don't know what's going on. I'm just reporting on it because, this is kind of a hot topic throughout the week, and this is her first time addressing it. So what I'm gathering is that Irv probably is butthurt. She called him salty on the joint when he found out back in the day that she was dating Nelly. She said, he felt kind of salty about it. So I feel like he's still in that place of saltiness, where she's saying she said Irv is mentally not in a good place. Yeah, because of you. No, not because of you, but it seems a little salty, a little butthurt from that relationship. Even from what I'm seeing on the outside, just the energy that I see him bringing, because it's never that serious, especially for no grown man. She kind of said in the interview, I don't know if they have it here, saying he had he was, what was it, feminine energy or something she called it, something like that. And what it's sounding like is, yeah, bruh, yeah. I heard Fat Joe was upset with him. I think because of the Drink Champ interview. I didn't see none of it. I really didn't. I heard people talking about it, but again, I wasn't following it, so I don't know. But from what I gather, it wasn't good. It's never cool to talk about somebody who's not there. You know, like I'm talking about all these celebrities. I don't know them, but you know, you talking about people you know when they're not here. When you have, you know, you have an opportunity to talk to these people and realize, I wish I could interview Irv. I wish I could interview Ashanti. You know, but I don't really agree with that one. You know, especially if you talking real greasy. So, you know, it sounds like he's a little butthurt, a little salty. So this is what the article continues. It says Ashanti described Gotti as narcissistic. Okay, I can see that. Narcissistic and selfish. And she suggested that he's shown signs of being, quote, hurt. Now, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's more on the hurt. You know, they say hurt people hurt people. I'm thinking it's more on the hurt. But maybe he is a narcissist. Probably is selfish. There's a lot of these people out here. She said, or asked if she ever had a romantic relationship with him. Okay, now, I think this is kind of what people were waiting for. If she ever had a romantic relationship with Irv, she suggested that he might have seen what was going on between them as something entirely different to how she saw it. Ain't that funny? Okay, this is the call. She said, Irv has flat out lied about a lot of things, she said at the 1440 mark. Quote, the crazy thing is, like, when we were in a good space, a positive space, pillow talk is a dangerous thing. Look at them. They put the pillow talk quote in. I think because that was for me, too, when I seen the interview. I wound up watching, like, the whole thing. And I didn't mean to. I was looking for the quotes. But the whole interview is, I mean, it's about Irv. So, you know. Yeah, it's about some other things sprinkled in there. But she's clearing up some rumors here. You know, and good for her. The 1440 mark is this is what she said. When they was in a good space, a positive space, pillow talk is a dangerous thing, and that's when I realized. I said, "Oh yeah, they were just fucking." So for her to suggest that he might have seen what was going on between them as something entirely different than what she saw, this is where I think the lie is coming in for Ashanti. Now, I don't know much about this situation. But there's usually, you know, his story, her story, and then the truth. And so I'm thinking that the truth more so lies in that they were. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what I got from the interview from Ashanti, and I hadn't seen Irv's interview. Ashanti seemed as though she was fucking her boss. And I mean, this was her boss at the time. And I think that the blurred lines come in because he was married. We're going to get there. Because he was married and because that was her boss. So when I found all this out doing this video, I was like, oh, I see why people can't just talk freely, Ashanti or Irv, just about this. Or, you know, and because it is a mess. It is a mess. But what I'm seeing, and Ashanti, they said she got real famous. Her hit was out when she was 21, right? So you working hard from 12, 13, 14, 15, and, you know, 21, you hitting something. So she's been working, I'm sure, for a long time. And I don't know when she met Irv, her boss, but even 21 is young. That, I'm sure, is normal. Because it's normal for everybody, but especially for a young woman, to feel pressured to fuck around with the bosses or producers or whatever, who in her description of Irv was fucking around with a lot of bitches. This is why she said they wasn't going out. Because Irv was married. Okay, he was already married. But her story was that he told her that they're married but separated. So they was just legally married, but they weren't together. Ain't that every married man's story? I had to think. I said, this is why Ashanti blurring lines and can't really talk about it, because it is what it is. She was, and this is my opinion. I don't know Irv nor Ashanti, but I don't find, okay, there's something wrong, but you grow and you learn. And at the time, she probably didn't really, you know, she probably wasn't thinking of it like what it is that she was fucking her boss to get ahead. And she probably very much felt pressure to do that. She talked about being the only R&B chick with all these rappers. Now, there probably was some female rappers, so there may have been some other females around. But mostly, Ashanti is the only girl there, and she's young. I can see and I can understand her being pressured and feeling like she got to fuck around with Irv. Now, I also think that she genuinely had a thing with Irv. That's why his memory is so blurred about if they were dating or not. And I guess he's claiming that they were dating. Because when you fucking a chick like all the time, and she in your, like, you know, and he fucking other bitches, but you already know. Because that's the relationship. So there is a relationship here. You not fucking other niggas. You not fucking nobody. I know this. Because you always here. You always with me. And when we not, you in the studio or something, and you know the bitches, you know that I'm fucking with other bitches. So I think that was kind of their thing. And if she was fucking around with a nigga, it wasn't nothing serious that Irv would find out about, right? Because if he did, then shit would be messy. Because he's your boss. And I'm sure she didn't want him to find out. Because he would be upset. And he's her boss in control of her music and career, right? So that's what I'm seeing. That's just my opinion. That's just what I'm seeing. That's just my opinion. She said, ultimately, Ashanti says she doesn't want to expose anything, but suggests that Gotti feels frustrated because he no longer has, quote, control over her. Now, she did say that, and when I heard her say that, this is why I'm really thinking she was taken advantage of. I really am. I think, though, at this big old age that she is, that she realizes that she had more control than what she thought, and so that makes her upset. That makes her upset and makes her have to kind of blur the lines about what's going on here or what went on there. Because, I mean, it's kind of clear as day. She was fucking her boss to get her head. I mean, I don't know if this is to get her head. She probably really liked him. That's what I'm thinking. Because, you know, they say Murder Inc. was like a family or whatever. She cool with everybody. And to me, from the outside looking in, it looked like they were. So I'm sure there's real love there. And for people to fight like this and be this upset with each other, there has to be real love there. Like, love and hate, that's the same emotion, right? Just going in the two different directions. So it's still there. It's still there. But, you know, it's kind of turning into some bitter hate. And we hate to see that. She says, I hate when he tells a story about, quote, Ashanti is not loyal and she didn't support during the trial. She continued. Clearly, you see me at the trial. Clearly, you see me on every single newspaper. I was shooting John Tucker Must Die in Canada. And legally, in my contract, I was not allowed to leave the country. I left like 3-4 times. We weren't even speaking at that time. But I left because I was supportive. She wanted to show her loyalty there. And then they showed some pictures of her at the actual trial. So, I mean, that's good. That's good. And I think she wanted to also prove that he's lying. Or, you know, not telling the whole truth here. That control. I think it was the pressure of him being her boss, you know, and her being young. I don't know how old Irv is, but compared to Ashanti and how Ashanti looks, because she looks so fucking good. I don't know how old Ashanti is, but Irv looks much older than her. And I don't know if this is just father time or if he's truly just that much older than her. You know, so I really believe her when she said he had control over her. And some of the other things that she said in the interview, y'all really do need to watch this interview, because she kind of recounted some things that he said to her that sound very narcissistic and crazy. I ain't seen this interview, but it does say something for somebody to put out or the documentary, to put out a documentary like that without Ashanti, who's such a big part of Murder Inc. And if she wasn't okay with it, it didn't seem like you were trying to be nice about the interview. You know, if somebody's not okay with that documentary, who's a part of the group, and you want to do the documentary anyways, you mention them in the best of lights and as least as possible. You know what I mean? But it sounds like he mentioned her as much as possible in the worst of lights. and then went on the Drink Champ interview to finish the job. So, yeah. I think it sounds like he's still trying to control at least the narrative of who she is. She later said that Gotti was, quote, salty when he found out she was dating Nelly, this is what I'm talking about, and prohibited her from coming to the studio to record as a result. Now that's fucked up. But don't Nelly got some connection? I mean, he's a rapper too. I don't know. I mean, he should be able to help you. I mean, I guess she did her own thing. Y'all know the story better than me. She said Irv was telling everyone not to record with me. She said, how can I stay in that situation? You know what he said to me? Oh, this is it. This is what he said. Nah, you want to be with Nelly? Go sign to Dirty Entertainment. We don't want you. She said, what am I supposed to do? That's a fucked up. Girl like 21, 22. With a few hits, few singles out there. Just trying to live her life, trying to have a good career. Nigga, you married. You married. You married and you got other bitches. But she can't have nobody. She can't have nobody, so she don't know what to do. He told her, we don't want you here. We don't want you. Go sign the Dirty Entertainment. Go sign with your little boyfriend. Man. She said, what am I supposed to do? Yeah, that's controlling. That's controlling as hell. She described his behavior as weird. She called it weird. You know when a female call you weird, you know? You know what that means? You know what that means when they say weird. So she called Irv's behavior, quote, weird. And said she considered Murder Inc. a family up until that point. Damn. Not the whole Murder Inc. Not everybody got to get it. You know? Because they probably participated in the documentary and stuff. Which, I mean, I'm not going to be too upset with you. Because it's your legacy. It's your life, too. But you ain't... I mean, if they finna trash me, they finna trash my whole name, and you a part of this bullshit? Yeah. We got some problems. The whole family. Fuck the family. The family fucked my husband. Fuck the family. Faith fucked my husband. That's my movie, y'all. That's my movie. Okay. Despite their issues, Ashanti maintained that she has, quote, always given him credit for what he's done for her career. I mean, I ain't never heard no bullshit between Irv and Ashanti. But again, I don't follow them like that, so y'all probably already knew this riff and rife between them. But now it seems like it's getting ugly for whatever reason. I don't know. I think he's still controlling her music or something. I think Angie mentioned that he's still controlling her music. And I know like a year or so ago she was like re-recording music, like trying to do like the Taylor Swift thing to get her masters or on her rights or something. So I hate to see this. I hate to see this for the whole Murder Inc. family. You know, they can be going on a reunion tour right now. This is the question I have for everybody. What are you guys' thoughts on Ashanti and Irv Gotti's two-sided stories? Okay, because they obviously both had a platform to tell their stories, and it sounds like they're telling two completely different stories. I don't know exactly what Irv said about Ashanti that maybe make her look bad. But the idea that Ashanti was dating Irv, fucking, because she kind of got on Angie's ass for saying that she was dating him. So Ashanti fucking Irv while Irv is married. Irv got all these other bitches. He's your boss. That wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. She helped bring a lot of this on herself, and I don't know if that's what she was trying to protect her image from, of being it sounds kind of typical of a female artist sleeping with their boss, right? And then they get ahead because of that, you know. And I guess it's more so to prove that I got here because of my talent and not because of who I was fucking. So I'm getting that vibe from Ashanti. I'm getting that the whole protecting my name from being looked at as a hoe that got over because I was fucking the boss. Okay, and I'm not saying that. I'm really not trying to say that. It's just, if I'm being honest about the situation that I'm hearing, That's what it sounds like. So you guys can tell me something different, but you knew he was married, or he said we were separated, but every married man says that. So I don't know how much I believe that. Yeah, so this interview was all about clearing up the rumors and innuendos that Irv Gotti had put out there. And, I think she got some new music and stuff coming out, so she was able to promote that as well. So, of course, guys, my last question is, if you were in Ashanti's situation, would you go on a podcast or do an intimate interview to clear up the rumors made by another artist? Like, how would you handle this scandal? I would. If I'm in her situation, I would. I'm doing the same exact thing, because I'm not participating in your little documentary. I'm not going on Drink Champs, who just hosted your dumb ass, to rebuttal your dumb ass. I would rather go with a trusted friend. Sounds like her and Angie Martinez have known each other for a very long time. I think Angie knows Irv too. She was saying, they're cool as well. But that's what you do, and that's what the interview is for. And the interviewer is supposed to help you tell your story. We're telling our story, or we're helping you tell your story. In this case, it seems as though Angie was helping Ashanti tell her story, which was in rebuttal to the documentary and all the comments Irv made, which everybody wants to see, and she deserved the platform to do it. So I would have done it the same exact way. Honestly, regardless if you're lying or not. Because the best policy in a lot of cases is the Beyonce policy. See, and it's just to not address it. Just don't address it. That's like what the big wigs do. Beyonce, Tyler Perry, Oprah, they don't really address much. You don't hear Oprah and Tyler Perry talking about Monique. You hear them talk about it like once. Right? They don't address it. All them people that was saying Beyonce stole this and stole that, she don't ever address it. She addressed that this one time with this album, whatever happened. But it was a few allegations, but she addressed one. And the rest of them, she just, I'm not even finna give you that energy, and she's not finna do that. And that's not what you do. So that's the best policy as an artist. But I know a lot of us up and coming artists, we are the social media age. We are reactionary. So, guys, if you ever find yourself in this situation, if I was you, I would do it the Ashanti way and find me a fair interviewer, who's going to ask questions, because you want somebody to ask you the questions, because you want to be as honest as possible, because you're going to talk about something you don't want to talk about anyways. So just let them ask the questions, but nothing that's going to try to, tarnish you or make you look like a liar versus the other person. Go to a trusted source. So, yeah. Guys, leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think. What would you do?